My head was buzzing after all that happened the night before, so I was almost killed by a crazy harlequin. I ate human stew. I attended a masked ball inside my head while sleeping, and I only slept 1 hour. One strange thing, though, that crossed my mind earlier was, why did Tanaka say that there's only 5 of us left when there were still 6 people alive? And then, on the last entry, I told you that there's 4 of us left because I didn't think about it and went along with what he said. The real number should be 5 people left alive, right? Jones was killed by Tanaka. Then Rogers was killed by I don't know what when he answered the door, and finally Warburg. Probably killed in her version of the mask bomb because she took the money from the blue faceless map. I haven't paid attention to this until now, but it kind of makes you wonder. I either think that they drugged one of them and turned them into that Harlequin guy, or that one of them works for Tanaka and I'll face him here later on. What do you think? Maybe you can help me with some ideas on this one? Anyways, back to the regular schedule. The end of the competition was drawing nearer, and I was wondering what will Tanaka come up with next and how much more shit I must endure to win that $1 million. Then I remembered the little girl who said that if I don't open the door, she'll tell me to her friend on the 4th floor. Hammerhead, I think it was the name. This hotel is filled with temptations and crazy things, and it can fuck up your mind, body, and soul. I think what I did best until now is the fact that I kind of fought off anything they've offered me, and that I had this strong will of living and winning this competition. You know, I want to go back home with my body intact and with the grand prize in my hands. Anyways, I left the room to start the next challenge, and I noticed the arrows pointing to the elevator were now freshly redecorated with the hotel's logo, a big Z inside an upside-down triangle. On top of the elevator door, the following message was displayed after the mask ball. The hammer will fall. I pondered a bit on the meaning of that, and I hoped that I won't be up to another crazy guy. But deep down I knew that will not be the case. I can only defend myself by fighting whatever I'll encounter. I still had the glass shard, the pen, the belt, and the single bullet gun, and I hope to God that I won't need them. The elevator dinged. The doors slid open and I pressed the button for the 4th floor. As soon as I started ascending, a putrid smell of blood and dead things started to fill the air. The doors opened and the smell became unbearable, and I immediately vomited in the elevator. At that point I was asking myself if I have anything left in my stomach, you know. It seems like every little fucking thing, every goddamn challenge is supposed to make you feel sick to your stomach and take your sanity away bit by bit. The view was horrendous. The metallic walls were decorated with hammers in all sizes and shapes known to mankind, sledgehammers, claw hammers, ball peen hammers, and even some powerhouse hammers. They were all on display encased in some sort of plexiglass like trophies. The glass was stained with blood droplets, which seemed to be fresh as it was lingering down on it. The whole room was made of metal, and on the floor there was a blood trail, as if a body was dragged out on it. I followed it, and soon after that I didn't know where I was anymore. I took so many turns, so many left and right turns, that I didn't even know how to get back. I soon felt I was lost in a maze of death, and that I will soon be hunted by whatever adversary may come my way. As I walked, I began to feel anxious, and my head started to hurt. Eventually, I found a metal door with something red on it. There were also some red drops coming from the handle. I decided to open it, and inside I saw some hooks hanging from the ceiling. There were some animal carcasses hanging from the hooks, like cows, horses, and goats. They looked like they were ready to be prepared for cooking. I walked past them and reached the other side of the room, where I found a door marked for staff only. Curiosity got the better of me, so I gently pushed it open. I hope that wasn't breaking any rules. Inside, I saw something that was very disturbing. There were people who looked like they had passed away hanging from hooks on the ceiling. Vermilion color fluid was dripping on the floor. Some of them were hanging upside down, perhaps to help the red fluid flow out faster. There were bodies even on the floor, one resting on another as if they were resting after the fight they've put up with their killer. What the fuck is going on here? Upon closer inspection, I saw that 2 of the dead guys are Zed Truds and the pharma guy, Dan Williams. Both were dead as disco, and they were probably killed by whatever it is that guards this floor. I heard the door behind me opening, and I quickly decided to hide between the cadavers lying on the floor, myself pretending to be dead. I had my gun ready in one hand and the pen in the other, and maybe later I'd be given the chance to put it through the skull of whoever was coming. I heard the entrance door opening, and then some clinks and clanks on the metal table at the far end of the room, probably the weapons used for killing them. Then I heard him speak right. You're all drained up, little hell will love drinking blood you want to get back. You look so much better when you stay still, you know? Why do you cause all that fuss before you die? I don't know. Right, wonderful. Wait, wonderful. Let me get you down from here and place the next. A lot on these shiny hooks, he said, his voice resembling that of an evil Gordon Ramsay. Shit. Fuck. What the fuck am I gonna do and who the fuck is little hell? I thought to myself, almost pissing my pants. I peeked a little from behind the two dead bodies I was hiding after, and I saw a large, approximately 6'5" tall guy, whose shiny hair slicked back nicely. He then turned around and I saw he had one glass eye, a large scar on his face, and he was wearing a black leather apron with hammers attached to his belt, encircling his waist. He then turned towards me and started grabbing bodies to put them in the hooks. He was 2 bodies away from me, and it was there and then that I decided to try and stab him in the temple with the pen and shoot him in the head with good. I never used a gun before in my life, so the probability of me missing was very, very high. I jumped when he was grabbing the body next to and shot first, but I only managed to hit him in the shoulder. Why, you bitch? Oh, you're so fucking dead, you don't fucking mess with Hammerhead, don't you know that? He yelled in pain. Fortunately, I was faster than him, and more important was the fact that the hammer he wanted to take out from his belt got stuck. I jumped over him and grabbed a hammer from the table quickly and hit him in the head, knocking him in the head, knocking him out cold. My heart was racing, so I decided the best thing to do was to finish him off for good, maybe give him a taste of his own medicine, in the same way he killed those innocent folks. I turned him around and decided I should bash his wrist with the hammer so that he won't be able to use his hands. But before doing that, I decided to do something that I got very good at. I stabbed him in the eye with my pen so that he can't see me. He let out a huge scream and tried to find my throat before raising himself from the floor. He was blindly searching for me. "Where are you, you son of a bitch?" he said while walking around like a drunk man inside that human abattoir. "Right, behind. You," I added while hitting him in the side of his right knee. He let out a huge scream, kneeled, and then I did the same with his left one. "You like to kill innocent people, you fucking piece of shit," I said while pressing on the bullet wound. "I'd say to watch me in the eyes before I finish you, but you can't do that now, can you? Stay still, you psycho," swinging the hammer at his skull. The hammer got stuck in his head and I wasn't able to pull it out. The hunter became the hunted. The adrenaline rush was huge. I know you might think I'm a psycho myself, but I did what needed to be done to save my life. I then got out of the abattoir, but the corridors I came through changed, and the scenery wasn't the same. Instead of that cold metallic walls with hammers on them, they now were decorated with musical instruments placed on red velvet tapestry. Violins, guitars, flutes, cellos were displayed on the walls, but the blood was still there. I walked, and I then arrived in front of a big wall on which a painting of Tanaka was hanging, his hands pointing to the left and right side. A voice started out of nowhere. "Congratulations once again, Mr. Richardson. Now, as a token of my appreciation for your hard work, efforts, and dedication, I'll be giving you a choice. On your left is the way back to your room, where you'll be resting for the next 8 hours, as per agreement. On your right side, however, you'll be able to go straight to the next challenge, thus gaining a considerable advantage in the competition. I can give you my word of honor that there's no trick here this time. So what's your choice going to be?" he added before the corridor was lit up with a powerful bright light to my right and with a darkened bluish light to my left. Now, I've been standing here for the past 15 minutes thinking of what should I do and thinking of how many people are still in the competition. Is it 2 or 3 of us left? Should I take the left side or the right side?